you guys hear the news today? I doubled my account again. Fourth time during this small account challenge. I am up over $19,600 this morning. It's out of control. I'm doing the recap from in here because I don't want them to hear how much money I made today. It's kind of insane. All right, so big green day, locked it up. Everything came together. So here's kind of my struggle with trading in general. It's when to put the pedal to the metal and be aggressive, and when to kind of ease off the throttle. You know, today's a day where I made a lot of money, not because I was swinging for home runs or I was doing anything reckless. Today's a day where I made money because everything was firing on all cylinders. My first trade was $600 of risk. I was risking $600 and I made $6,000. So a 10-to-1 risk to reward ratio. That's a great start to the day. So then on my second trade, I was like, okay, I'm seeing some momentum. I'll risk 1,000. I risked 1,000 and I made 2,000. Okay, so 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. Not bad. Now I'm up, 8,000 on the day. The next trade, I jumped into it, risking 1,000, made another $6,000. Whoa, now I'm up 15,000. And there I just started slowly adding profit on top of that. I mean, absolutely crazy. So one of the things that's really interesting is that, this is no doubt one of the best days that I've had in, several weeks of trading. I mean, probably a month and a half or so. A $19,000, $20,000 day doesn't happen every single day. In fact, it's probably true that 5 days like today, each year, that's $100,000, right? So 5 days like that could potentially contribute anywhere from 25 to 30% of my total end of year income, right? If I have 5 days that I make $20,000, that's going to add $100,000 to my total profit. This year I'm sitting right around $350,000 of profit. So, 20-30% from 3, 4, 5 days. I mean, that goes to show the importance of coming in every single day, and the challenge is that during some months, and I felt this way I thought that the month of August, for instance, would be really slow. And I was like, do I even want to bother? I mean, I might trade the whole month every single day, but only make 500 or 1,000 a day, which is less than my daily goal. In fact, August ended up being a surprise. It broke the typical slow August trading expectations, and I ended up making over $40,000. So, I feel like I have to come in every single day, and I've got to be in the market. I've got to trade. Even though some periods are going to be slow, I've got to get through them, because you never know when all of a sudden things are going to go crazy. One day, it can flip on a dime, and all of a sudden a stock squeezes up from 4 to 6 to 8 to 10 to 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. You've got a short squeeze on your hands, and now you see 4 or 5 other stocks squeeze up on sympathy momentum, and that one day is $20,000 day. That just changed your entire month. I mean, really, like one day can change it for the better or for the worse if you're not managing risk. And so days like today are days where I say, I want to capitalize on FOMO without falling victim to it. And that's like walking a tightrope, because it means that I am going to buy stocks high. I am going to buy micro pullbacks, even though the stock is extended, because I can see that the FOMO in the market is really strong and that these stocks are just ripping higher and higher and higher. Short sellers maybe are afraid to touch them, or if they are, they're getting squeezed out. Long bias traders are jumping in, and you're just seeing stocks going up 50, 100% left and right. So capitalize on the FOMO without falling victim to it. That's kind of like, being a surfer in, like big Hawaii waves, like 25, 30 foot waves, like some crazy stuff. And you wanna do it, but you could get wrecked if you're not careful. And if you overthink it, you're like, oh, my balance, if you don't want to overthink it, you just want to be able to be in the zone, in the flow state. That's, kind of that place of just being so in the zone that your actions are intuitive, and your ability to manage risk is also intuitive. You're not overthinking it, you're just doing. Now, learning to trade, as I've said, it's a process. You don't get to that flow state overnight. If you read a book on day trading, you watch a video on day trading, what have you gained? Knowledge. You've learned something about the market, but that's not a skill. If I read a book about flying a plane, I am not equipped to fly a plane. If I read a book on skydiving, I am not equipped to jump out of a plane. In order to turn knowledge into a skill, you need to practice. And I'm the type of person that I don't even really like to read the directions of things. I just like to get in there and start putting it together, start figuring it out. That's the way most people learn. So in order to really get to that process of turning knowledge into a skill, you got to be trading the simulator. You got to be trading side by side with me. You've got to have a mentor. It could be me or anyone else, but you got to have a mentor, someone that can really guide you and help show you the way. So I want to remind you guys again, if you haven't already registered to our priority access list, to make sure you do it. Even if you're watching this 6 months from now or a year from now, all of the traders that are on our priority access list, you get occasional goodies from us. We send you free mentor sessions. Like we're gonna send everyone on this priority access list, you're gonna get a mentor session that we recorded down in Miami during our last Inner Circle seminar. You're also gonna get the first opportunity to get coupon codes when we have sales. And that's what's happening right now. We're coming to the end of 2019, the end of a decade. 2020 is right around the corner, new year, new you. And I want to encourage you guys to get on that priority access list so you can get the coupon code so you can be trading side by side with me in 2020, which is when I'll be starting a new small account challenge. All right, so this small account challenge from $500 to now about $39,000 in 15 days. In 15 days. Out of control. I'm now 40% of the way to 100 grand. And I'm starting to wonder if I should just try to get up to 100 grand, ride this wave of momentum that we're seeing in the market, and then drop the account back down and start over. So what do you guys think? Should I go for 100 grand or should I just press the reset button and start over? Leave your comments below. Any questions you have on the recap today, leave those below as well. And make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you aren't already. All right, now again, I hope you guys give me the thumbs up for this video. This is the fourth blow up in 15 days. Outrageous. But it just happens that I started this small account challenge at a time when the market was just starting to heat up. The first 5-6 days were slow, and then we got some momentum. So I'm excited, and I'll be back at it first thing Monday morning with about $39,000 in the account, small account. All right, see you guys then. Bye, everyone. All right, everyone. So we're going to do our midday market recap. Go over the trades from this morning. You know, I don't know what to say. It's one of those days. The market is hot, and I put the pedal to the metal. You know, this is the thing that I always talk about. This is one of the biggest challenges of trading is when do I throttle up? When do I really get aggressive and try to swing for the fences? And when do I have to ease off the throttle? So sometimes traders have talked to me, they've said, Ross, if you're right 70% of the time, right? Why don't you just trade the same share size 100% of the, like always, just always trade the same share size. Why do you fluctuate share size? Because sometimes you guys will see that I go big at the wrong time and I lose money. And other times I go small at the right time and I don't make as much as I could. So if I just kept the same share size across the board, wouldn't that just make sense? Well, my kind of feeling on it has generally been that when the market is hot, I want to increase share size. And when the market is cold, I want to scale back on the share size, right? If the market's cold, there's no reason for me to be hitting trades with 10,000 shares. But if the market's hot, I feel like trading with only, 10,000 shares might be limiting my profitability. And so I try to, basically, push onto the gas when it's hot and ease off the throttle when it's cold. So think of this, just go with this analogy for a second. Let's just pretend that that I'm a race car driver. And obviously, I want to have good lap times and everything else. But let's say I come into a race one day, or I come into the track, and it has rained all night and there's little puddles on the track. Do you think that that's a day that I'm going to set a new lap record? The answer is no. And if I try to go really hard and set that lap record, I'm probably going to spin off the track, right? Now, on the flip side, so I have no choice but to ease off the throttle and go slow. And on the flip side, when the market is, or when, the track is dry and the car is perfectly tuned and, I've already had a couple of really good laps, some practice warm-up laps, maybe this is the time that I go for it. I go for the record. And sure, when you're pushing hard, sometimes you'll get a little squirrely around the edges. Sometimes things do get a little crazy when you're right at that edge. And that happened a little bit today. I had a couple trades that, got a little out of control, just a little too aggressive, but it was the right time to be at that place. And, so here we go. This goes to show that when you put the pedal to the metal at the right time, you'll see some really good gains. So coming into today, this was, I'm going to put up my my metrics coming into today, and then we'll go over the trades from this morning. So coming into the morning here, I was sitting at $15,872 of total profit in the small account challenge. 77% accuracy, which is fantastic. Profit loss ratio, the best that I have had in years. I have had losses, but I have kept them so small by basically hitting the bid and bailing out. So breakout or bailout. And I've had a couple trades where I've given back a little profit off the top, but I've really been quick about hitting the bid in the small account. And now in my bigger account, I've not been as good about that. And so my approach when I'm trading in two accounts is that I trade in my small account on my front and center laptop. So that's this one right here. So this is my this is where I trade my small account. This is what is right in front of me. So this is what I'm looking at. And then over on the side here, I've got so sort of on my right side here. This is where I've got my my big laptop, or my kind of older one. So this one's a little chunkier. But this has got my second trading platform on it. So I'm basically, what I end up doing is on this, with this hand, I'm pressing the buy button right here. And on this hand, I use my left hand or my right hand to press shift 1. So I'm using two hands to trade. And invariably, when you split your focus, you're just not able to usually do as well. And so for instance here, today, my big account is up $5,779. This is my regular trading account. And then at a certain point of the day, I often switch over to my retirement account. So my last trade in the retirement account, well, I gave back profit. So, these two accounts are going to be, and that was on this breakout right here where I got in and it ended up being a false breakout. So, jumped into this, fairly aggressively and ended up giving back profit. I took the same trade in this account and I was able to manage my risk really well because I was focusing on it. This one, not as much. But this is a day where these two accounts kind of balance each other out, which is a little disappointing, but that's fine. Some days are like that. And that reflects the challenge of trading in three accounts at the same time. It is very difficult. Generally this month, these three accounts, I'm green across the board this month, all three accounts averaged out. I think that my this account is up the most. My retirement account, I'm not sure where it's at right now. I'll have to log in and check it, I guess, later today. But in any case, let's go over these trades here. $19,600 of profit on in my small account. So this morning started with a gap scanner, as always. So we're going to go to historical date. We'll do this for 9:25, or we'll do 9:20 a.m. Leading gapper is PT. Well, PT already had 5 million shares of volume, 18 million share float. I didn't really expect it to do a lot, but I was watching it possibly for a break over the pre-market high. I ended up not taking that trade. I instead focused on VRNA. So let's see, where's VRNA? I'm gonna have to type this in. So let's see. So we had VRNA. All right, there we go. Now this one, was a continuation setup. It was strong yesterday, squeezing from 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 after hours pre-market high, all the way up at 849, 879, a little pullback, a pop pre-market up to 950. So basically, I was watching this for a break over 950 as soon as the bell rang, right? That's the logical spot. The bell rings. It dips down for a second and then surges up to 950. I got in. I didn't get in at 950. I was too slow. I got in for the break of $10. So I got in right under 10, around 980 and 990 with 3,000 shares. It goes from 10 to 11 and to 12.50. I held the whole thing. 3,000 shares and I made $2 a share. $6,318. I was like, at a certain point, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna hold this thing. Like, I'm up so much. Let's just see what this does. And it looked like it was gonna get halted on a circuit breaker. And it hit 1250. It didn't quite get halted. And then on this pullback here, I took another trade. This one I think was in my larger account, but in any case, a couple trades in this area, but the bulk of the profit was right here. So this is straight out of Chapter 5 of the day trade course, chapters 5 and 6, where we talk about momentum trading and gap and go trading. Remember XRF yesterday, same setup, break of the pre-market high. You guys all knew before I took this trade that I was watching it at 950 and it broke 950 and then I got in at 10. I got in late. I know some of you guys got in before me because you said you were already in, which is awesome. So you guys understand the strategy. You have every opportunity to get in these before me. So from 950 up to 1250 and then a high of 1289. So there's $6,000. And so at that point I was like, okay, wow, this is obviously going to be a really awesome day. Now, when I first got in, I punched it for 1,000 shares. I saw it ripping. The time and sales was green. I punched it for another 1,000 shares. It's still green. I punched it for another 1,000. So I bought within a range of about 15 cents from about $9.85 to $10. All right, so my average ended up being around 980 or 988 or 992 or something right around there. My initial stop was 950. All right, now my initial stop with 1,000 shares was 950, but as I started to add, I started to move the stop up from 950 to 960, 970, 975. So really only risking about 20 cents per share on 3,000 shares. It's a $600 stop. So would you risk 600 to make 6,000? I mean, the answer is obviously should be yes. But in this case, I was expecting a rip through 10, maybe 1025, 1040, 1050 first target, and expecting a little pullback. But the thing just went. It went 1050, 1075, 11, 1150, 12. And so at that point, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna ride this momentum as long as I can. So that was the first trade. Second trade, TTPH. TTPH was continuation of yesterday's breakout. So yesterday, just like VRNA, it squeezes up at the close and is holding up right here. The bell rings, and I had said, I'm interested in a break over yesterday's high, which is 388. On this one, because I now had a profit cushion, I got a little aggressive. I took 10,000 shares and I got in right around 395 for the break over 4. It hit a high of 424. I took my profit off the table, $2,261. Now I'm up $8,000 on the day. Amazing. Next trade, ITRM. This one was a surprise. This one was not on my watch list. I wasn't watching it at all. All of a sudden it hit the scanners and is surging up, as you can see right here. So it hits the scanners, it's surging up 380, 390, and you can see it squeezed here up to a high of $4. So the halt level was 410. I actually bought this at, as it was squeezing up, I got in at 4. So I got in this a little high, but I was like, it's looking good. I mean, it's squeezing up quickly. It did kind of like a little micro pullback around 390 and has surged up over 4. I got in and that's halted at 410. Then it squeezes out of the second halt. I add at 450. Coming out of the first halt, it opens.
I add at 450. It resumes and boom, 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 I'm adding. It squeezes up to 508, halted a second time. Coming out of 508, I add it again at 550. It squeezes up to a high of $6. I take some profit off the table, and then I add back right here for the first 1 minute candle to make a new high, and that's when we get this rip up to 650. Again, this is crazy stuff. This is some serious momentum, 100%. I mean, when stocks are moving 100% in one day, that's for me when it's time to put the pedal to the metal. So I got aggressive on that one. I did really well. My max share size was 9,000 shares, so pretty big. And I didn't hold that 9,000 share position for very long. I sized in and then scaled out really quickly. I didn't want to have it rip or whip the wrong way on me, but a nice trade there. Next one, PDSB. PDSB, it hits the high day momentum scanner. I jump into this one right here at $3. I also bought this with 10,000 shares. In at 3, it hits a high of 320. It comes back down. I'm out of it for only 3 cents of profit. It ended up being a false breakout. However, it did end up coming back up later to a high of 380. So just not right on the timing on that one. And then MREO, this is the only one that I didn't do super well in this one. In my my big account, VRNA was the biggest one, over $10,000 of profit between the two, which is fantastic. But MREO did get me in my retirement account. So on this one, this was continuation from yesterday's breakout as well. So yesterday it squeezed from 120, 160, 180, $2, a high of 230, after hours high of 240. So this morning when it started to squeeze up here, I jumped in for the break of yesterday's high. That was right here as we broke 240, 250. We squeezed all the way up to 331. I made some money and then it drops back down. When it bounces back up, I got back in a little high up around 330. I rode that momentum up to 374. It then pulls back right here and I added right here at 350, added again at 60 and again at 75 for what I thought would be a move up to $4. Right here, what ended up happening was we double topped at 375. And I was adding in my retirement account for the break of 375, thinking that I was gonna get a quick rip up to $4. And then it flushed. I was holding through this 1 minute pullback, prepared to add again over 75. It was doing a little cup and handle formation. And then on this candle, it flushed to 340 and then down to 326, and I had to stop out. So that was disappointing in the retirement account to take a loss there, but I managed the risk well in my small account, which is good. And again, this is a day where I did give back a little bit of profit off the top. I might have overstayed my welcome a little bit, but at the same time, you don't know when you're starting to overstay your welcome until, you get a little, you take a couple losses and you're like, all right, it's time to ease off. So that for me is my cue. When I start to take a couple losses, and certainly if I have 3 in a row, I step back and I call it a day. So, called it a day after giving back a little bit on MREO, but I'm really happy with where I'm sitting today. I'm up $19,660 in my small account. Granted, the commissions today are the highest that they've ever been. This is the most I've ever traded it, but it's also the most money I've ever made. So that all is totally okay. It comes with the territory. These two accounts balance each other out. So kind of treading water on this side because I got a little too aggressive at the wrong spot. And, that's not totally unusual, but, I think it was within reason, and I can certainly recover that. So, this is the 4th time during this small account challenge that I have doubled my account. I really did not expect that to happen 4 times. So I have definitely set a new personal record. And actually, let's do something interesting here. Let's look at January 1st, 2017. This was my last small account challenge. And then we'll go, let's see, we'll do the 28th just for the sake of it. All right, so let's just see. I want to see how I did in the first 15 days of this challenge. So day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 124 was day 15. So let's do 123 because I only have 14 days imported for my other one. So my accuracy was 89%. My accuracy was better. Profit loss ratio was not as good, and the total profit, I mean, well, it's half. So I've doubled the growth rate. Only $8,400 of profit, whereas coming into today, I was up around, well, let's see, $19,000. Oh, did I not import yesterday's trades yet? Now I'm confused. Hang on. Reports view, detailed, right, 19, sorry, 12, 1, 2. I could just do this for 19. So let's just check this for 1 second. Now I'm curious. So yeah, I guess I must not have imported those trades. So that's my net profit. So let me real quick import the trades from yesterday. Okay, so there we go. CME 5000. That's my account number. I got to enter my password here. So I'm going to import yesterday's trades. So that'll be the 26th. Import. Refresh status. There we go. All right. So what I'm going to do on this is I got to just add my CMEG tag to it. So add tag CMEG. There we go. Yep. And I got to do it for this one. All right. So now I didn't realize I'd forgotten to import yesterday's trades. CMEG. Okay. All right. So now we're going to look at the reports view here. Let's see. All right. So yesterday, yeah. Okay. So there we go. Let's just filter. Okay. So then detailed, that's where I was at in net profit. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, this challenge has been an 80% accuracy now. So, I mean, I'm definitely moving in the right direction here. If I wanted to try to turn this into 100 grand during this challenge back here, it took me until, I think it was March 8th or something like that, 3, 5, 4 to turn it into 100 grand. Let's see, 3, 6, 3, 8. Wow, so I even remember the date. Yeah, that was the date. So that was the day I crossed over 100 grand, and that took 44 days. So at this rate, I mean, I'm really outpacing myself. I'll be at almost 40,000 tomorrow, 40% of the way to 100 grand. I don't know if I should, just try to go now that I'm 40% of the way, if I should just go for the 100 grand or if I should, go ahead and do the small account challenge. I got to think on this a little bit. I am going to do another small account challenge. No question about that. And I don't know, I don't want to try to have a competition with myself and then get really aggressive. But at the same time, when the market's hot, it's hard to walk away from that. So let me think on that for a day or two. But in any case, I am doing a new small account challenge. If I don't do it on January 1st, I'll do it as soon as I hit 100 grand. So that'll be, oops, there we go. So when I hit 100 grand, maybe, who knows, maybe that'll be on January 2nd or 3rd. We'll see. All right, so see if I can set a new record there of $500 to 100 grand. I'll think about that. But in any case, a great day today, and I have 2 more days left for December. All right, so my goal was to turn 500 into 25,000 in 1 month. Because if you can do that, now you've got 25 grand. You've got enough to set up an account above the PDT rule. So mission accomplished, and now I blew it, through that 25 grand all the way up to 38,000 or 40,000. So this will be exciting to log in on Monday morning and to import these trades to TraderView. So as always, if you guys have questions or comments, those who are watching the YouTube video or Facebook, please leave them down below. I want to remind you guys to register to Priority Access. We're doing this, those of you guys who are watching this right now, you can register to Priority Access for the New Year's Eve special coupon code. Those of you guys that are watching this, you know, a month down the road, a year down the road, you're welcome to register to Priority Access. When you're on the Priority Access email list, you guys get the first dibs at coupon codes for sales. You get special gifts, member loyalty type of stuff. So you're welcome to register Priority Access anytime throughout the year. But of course, those of you guys right now, we've got the holiday, New Year's Eve right around the corner, and we're going to be emailing out the special coupon code that'll not be put out anywhere on the website. I won't share the coupon code in YouTube or Facebook videos. It'll only be emailed to people that are on that list. All right, you guys, so make sure you are registered to Priority Access. And again, questions, comments, leave them below. I hope you guys enjoy this recap. This was a pretty crazy day. So I'll be back at it on Monday morning, 2 more days for 2019. About to end a decade here. It's pretty exciting. All right, so that's it. I'll see you guys on Monday morning.
Hey, have you seen my most popular video on YouTube? It's got over 5 million views. You can check it out right here, and check out one of my other videos on YouTube right here. I hope you guys enjoy, and as always, if you have questions, leave them down below in the comments section. I personally respond to every comment that's posted.